Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday the 11th of January 2025. In today's Millwall news, today was not match day because we're playing on Monday, but we have some massive news. The transfer that keeps on transferring, it's kind of like a Windows Update download. It's taken a bit of a long time, and I imagine, Sunday being the Lord's Day, that there won't be anything happening tomorrow, so I imagine they'll finish dotting the I's and crossing the T's on Monday. So I expect the transfer to be announced on Monday. But we have this from Fabrizio Romano on X.com. Romain Esse set to join Crystal Palace as verbal agreement has been reached. Story from last week confirmed. Deal in place with Millwall and player side. Palace are on it to seal the final details and sign Esse. Almost done. So what are the final details? Percentage, sell-on clauses and stuff like that. What's it going to be? How long? Like the money? How is that coming through? Obviously, I don't know if people realise that there is literally rules behind the scenes in terms of how the money gets transferred. You do not get the money straight away. That's not how it happens. You get it, over a number of years. There is a limit to how many years that can be spread across, and that's why you often find when clubs go into administration, the creditors for a club that does that, they want the football people paid first, and that's for other football clubs, because otherwise it could cause a domino effect and the players as well. But yeah, so the deal has been done. Just the finer details to be done. And as I said, I expect this to be announced on Monday. So what do we know? What are the rumours? What are we hearing? Because I'm sure we're not gonna get. Unless the club want to brag about how much money they got. I'm sure it's not going to be publicly announced by either Crystal Palace or Millwall. There are people who are going to know, and they're going to say what the deal was. Millwall don't even announce how many years contracts they've signed a player for. They just say of a short-term or long-term contract. They don't give the number of years. Like there are players who have options on their contracts we didn't even know. We only know when the player mentions it. So like Joe Bryan mentioned it in his interview the other day. So there you go. So let's find out if we can find out any more information. This is from the southernnews.co.uk. So Crystal Palace moving closer to the deal from Romain Esse, with Millwall having agreed a significant sell-on clause. What is significant? Crystal Palace's move for Millwall winger Romain Esse is picking up pace. News that then understands that should the deal go through, Millwall have agreed a significant sell-on clause and Esse would not return to the Den on loan. The Eagles are one of a number of interested Premier League clubs, and News that then understands that Palace have been moving quickly to avoid missing out on his signature in the summer. SA19 has been one of the Lions' standout performers this season, starting every league match. The Millwall Academy graduate is the club's joint top scorer with 5 goals in 26 appearances. Esse was rewarded for his form with a call-up to the England under-20s, where he has made 8 appearances and scored once. So there you go. So sell-on clause. So all of you out there who are probably going to be upset about this and go, he's gone to fucking Palace, fuck him, he fucking can't, all of this. Obviously, we're not cheering on Palace, we're cheering him on. And, he could be the top scorer and Crystal Palace could still go down. He could be playing very well and Crystal Palace could still go down. They could lose every game 4-3 and he scores hat-tricks. Because, in the future, the present becomes the future when that sell-on clause is kicked in, when they sell him on to AC Milan, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United, whoever, I don't know. But that is a thing that could happen in the future. So there you go. Now there is some rumour, speculation going around. So obviously, what, as we've heard, Millwall didn't want to sell him in this January transfer window, and they didn't have to sell him because apparently the release clause didn't kick in until the summer. So the release clause, the automatic, if someone bids this amount of money, then you have to let him speak to the other club for a transfer. That didn't kick in until the summer, which is very clever. Obviously, you don't want to lose players mid-season, so to have your release clauses only come into effect in the summer transfer window and not the January transfer window, or maybe in the summer transfer window it's X amount, and then in the January transfer window it's X plus 50%, way higher. That would even be even more clever. So what Crystal Palace was saying, okay, you don't want to lose him. How about we do this? How about if Crystal Palace sign him and then we loan him back to you? But obviously, being a Millwall fan, I thought, yeah, that's not going to end well. I don't think that's not really a thing that we could be doing. I mentioned this in a video last week. But how about you loan us one of your other players? So there has been some speculation that we may be getting a Crystal Palace player in on loan. And that player is, ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Schlupp. Jeffrey Schlupp, who is 32 years old. He's going to be 33 at the end of the year. So I guess he's just turned 32. He's a left back. Can also play in midfield and left midfield. And as you can see, so this is his stats so far this season. He's played 94 minutes, 11 games coming off the bench as a substitute. So he's lost his starting place as a left back to Tyreek Mitchell. So it looks like as he's got older, Crystal Palace have thought, you know what, I think this is the season. We need to push the button and we'll put him in first and he can go on the bench. So I don't know if Schlupp's happy with that, he's not happy with that. Maybe he's going to be glad to come to Millwall on loan, or maybe it's a permanent, I don't know. Obviously he's not going to get any younger, so I imagine if he doesn't leave Crystal Palace permanently this season, or in this transfer window, it's going to be sooner rather than later. So is this the answer to the problem that Joe Bryan is not very good? Because Jeffrey Schlupp is, he's strong and he's quick. He is a good defender. Obviously, if you don't know, this is making me feel old, because I remember this guy when he was coming through at Leicester, because he was involved in a team that won the Championship, and then later on won the Premier League. So he has, if we look, well, this is his stats for this season. So even in the League Cup, this season, even in the League Cup, they did not start him. They did not start him. He was on the bench. He's played 66 minutes in the League Cup, 94 minutes in the Premier League. His rating is 6.04, 6.21. Now, obviously, that's in the Premier League. Obviously, for some reason, they don't have playing position, because his playing position is literally on the bench. Strengths and weaknesses: defensive contribution, tackling. That sounds good. Weaknesses: holding onto the ball, finishing, crossing, and passing. Okay. He likes to play short passes, but he does commit fouls often. Well, he'll fit right in then. So that's his stats, obviously, this season. If we move on to this, as I was saying before, coming through at Leicester, this is the last time he played in the Championship. 10 years ago. 10 years ago, he was in the Championship with Leicester. Got a winners' medal in the Championship that season. And then after that, a couple of seasons later, he I think he went on loan to Crystal Palace, and he went back to Leicester. Obviously, was there involved when they won the league, the Premier League. Was involved then. He was just young. And then, he's even played in the Champions League. Obviously, that was many years ago. But he's been a mainstay in the Premier League. He's probably played about 100 or so Premier League games. He's a solid player, and this is a thing that you don't see anymore. As this type of player, working their way back down the leagues because they just figure, well, I'm fucking rich. Like, fuck this. I'm just gonna retire. So as soon as their Premier League career's finished, they just retire. They just figure, well, yeah, call it a day. I'm not bothered. So we'll see if he's coming or not, but, it would be, I think, a good addition. If he plays at left back, further forward, I'm not too sure. Maybe he might be okay. But you can see, as recently as, so last season he started 17 Premier League games and was on the bench for 12. So obviously, I think last season they were in more of a relegation battle, weren't they? So maybe he was taking some flack for that, and then this season they've decided, well, you're just a backup because we actually want to win some games. So is he good? Is he not good? Is he gone? Is his legs gone? I don't know, but surely he's got to be better than Joe Bryan. Surely, and apparently, so he's the type of player that we like at Millwall. He can play a number of positions. He can play left back. He can play centre midfield, left midfield, right midfield. So there you go. This is rumours, so we don't know. I don't know if it's linked to the Romain Esse. I think it's not. It's just kind of tangential. It's not. I imagine the Esse deal will be announced on Monday, and then if this isn't announced on Monday, it'll be announced probably sometime during the week. If it happens, it's obviously, I don't think it's conditional on the Romain Esse deal going through. So we are playing a game on Monday night now. Obviously, before Monday night, the draw is on Sunday. And we'll find out how. So find all the details ahead of the Emirates FA Cup 4th round proper draw from the FA.com. So the draw for the Emirates FA Cup 4th round proper will be made on Sunday the 12th of January 2025, following the conclusion of the tie between Arsenal and Manchester United. So after that game, they want you to stick around and watch that on the box. Watch the draw on the box. With the game at the Emirates Stadium kicking off at 3 p.m. GMT, we anticipate the draw to take place around 5 p.m. GMT, provided the tie doesn't go to extra time, in which case it will still happen following the conclusion of the game. So it could be delayed by that. The draw will be presented by Kelly Summers, made by Martin Keown and Mark Swartzer, and shown live in the UK as part of BBC One's coverage. This is going to be on BBC One. It can also be seen across our official Emirates FA Cup social media channels, with 32 ties taking place through January the 9th until Monday the 13th. The balls for the draw can be seen below. So there are obviously there's a lot of games tomorrow, so there's still few either or. Obviously we are either or as well, Millwall or Dagenham and Redbridge. Not a lot of giant killings really, none at all really. Obviously in this day and age, this is the first season they've got rid of replays from I think from the first round forward. I think maybe even further forward than that. The only upset, Exeter City, which we're probably going to get someone like that, away, Exeter away. That game, they beat Oxford, so Gary Rowett continuing his contempt for the FA Cup and losing away to Exeter City. I think quite heavy defeat. I think it was as well, like something like 3-1. I'm not too sure. But the big boys are still in it. Man City, Aston Villa, Liverpool away, Anfield. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Chelsea are still there. Blackburn Rovers, obviously. Tamworth or Tottenham. I see, waiting for them. But we've been to Tottenham and we lost heavily, and I don't want to do that again. Let's go somewhere different this time. Newcastle, Bromley. I wonder who that's going to be. The only other upset as well was Plymouth Argyle. They beat Brentford. So Plymouth or Exeter away for us. Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Who else have we got? We've got Fulham. Obviously, Palace are playing Stockport tomorrow. Leeds United are still there. I don't want to play a team in our own league, to be honest. I want Premier League team, even if it's Fulham away. I wouldn't mind Fulham away or Fulham at home. Newcastle, obviously away, that would be a nice one. Big old long journey. Leicester, they're probably beatable, to be honest. If we have them at home, we obviously beat them many years ago when they were reigning champions. Chelsea at home would be good. Chelsea away would be better. Liverpool, like I said, Liverpool away, that would be good. Brighton Hove. Yeah, even them, Leyton Orient or Derby, that got postponed because of frozen pitch at Leyton Orient. They called it off 3 hours before the game was supposed to be kicked off, and that's supposed to be played on Tuesday. So that's interesting. Charlton are still in it technically. They have to come through Preston North End, so we could get Charlton. So yeah, quite a few London teams in it, or quite a few Premier League teams in it. So it could be any of them. So there you go. That's the draw. The draw's happening tomorrow, obviously, and then we play on the Monday. Now, the game. The game is kicking off at 7:30. Make sure you get there for 7:30. I don't want you walking in at 7:45, all late because you thought you kicked off at 7:40, and everyone has to get out of the way, stand up for you to come and get your seat. No. Get there at 7. Go and have a drink. I don't know if the outside bars are going to be open because I think it's something like 1,000 Millwall fans going. Like we're going to be outnumbered by Dagenham Redbridge fans. So, but this is from livesoccertv.com. I'm going to tell you where you can watch the game or listen to it. It's going to be on BBC Radio 5 Live Sports Extra, which is a digital station which I believe is available through your telly. But if you're driving around, that's a digital station, so you might have to listen to it through your phone. On the what's the app called? BBC Sounds. You get on BBC Sounds. Just when they ask you if you have a TV license, just say yes, even if you don't. Never answer yes. Never answer no. Always say yes. But it's going to be on ITV4. I don't know the channel number and Freeview for that. I think it's in the 20s, is it? 17? I might even be 17 or something. I don't know. But, just go to number 1 and keep going up until you find ITV4. And it's also on ITVX, which is a digital thing, which you can get on a smart TV if you don't have an aerial. But you need to log in for that, so I don't know how useful that is. You need an email on it. See if you haven't set that up. Make sure you set that up early to get going. But if you are a globe-trotting Millwall fan and you are around the world, you can watch it in these places on these channels. If you are in American Samoa, it's on TV One Sports. Of course it is. Or in Australia, it's on Optus Sport. Looks like South America, it's on Disney Plus. In Brunei Darussalam, it's on Astro Go. And Cambodia, it's on beIN Sports Connect. In Canada, it seems to be regionalised on Sportsnet World, Sportsnet East, Sportsnet Ontario, Sportsnet Pacific, Sportsnet West, Sportsnet Now Plus. Okay. In Czech Republic, it's on Nova Sport 1. In Denmark and other Scandinavian countries, it's on Viaplay. Greece, it's on Cosmo 3. So you can see in Japan, it's on Unext, which is an interesting name for a TV channel. Unext. What else have we got? Montenegro, it's on Arena Sport 2 Serbia. In Malta, it's on GoTV Anywhere and TSN6 Malta. So Tonga, it's on TV One Sports. Vanuatu, TV One Sports as well. And in Vietnam, it's on FPT Play. So there you go. Some unusual countries listed because obviously this is an FA Cup game and the rights are different than the EFL Championship. So never seen American Samoa on that before. But there you go. Now we are moving on to nothing because that's the end. I'm not previewing the game today. I'm going to do it tomorrow, so come back for that. And on that note, thank you for watching and Goodbye.